What's good, mind speakers? Welcome to another episode of THiNK, where I talk about whatever comes to my mind because that's just how my fucking brain works. Ready? Let's go. So it's cold again, and I'm fucking pissed. I woke up yesterday morning and went outside to take the garbage out, and it was dead ass 50 degrees. 50! 5-0. It's not even Mother Nature was like,
okay, well, summer's ending, so it's gonna get a little colder.
No, she was like, oh, August done? Bet. And I know everyone's happy, like, oh, it's hoodie season. I can break out my Timbs. I don't care about none of that shit. The rest of y'all can sit and act like this fall shit is cute. But you know what comes after fall? Winter, when everything sucks. I don't want to do none of your stupid ass fall activities. I don't want to go apple picking. I don't want to go pumpkin picking. Speaking of goddamn pumpkins, pumpkin spice season is now officially underway, which is like a full moon to white people. It's no wonder why Taylor Swift has now officially come back. The Donald Trump supporters and the rest of fucking House Slytherin has been marching in the streets since goddamn November when he got elected. But usually this would be their time. This is now the time where white people go pumpkin crazy, where they decide that they're gonna put pumpkin in everything that they can interject pumpkin. They're just gonna throw pumpkin in there. I was in the supermarket yesterday and their two featured items were pumpkin pasta sauce and pumpkin spice salsa. Why would you put that in your mouth? Why would you make that? That is just, not everything needs to be pumpkin. Enjoy your lattes, your fraps, but salsa? I feel like some tough love is in order for Fifth Harmony because I've said before on this channel, if you want better from your faves, you have to say it. And not that they're my faves, because they're not, but I see that their fans are not keeping it real with them to get better for them to do better. So I'm gonna do it. When there were 5 girls, each girl shared a little bit less responsibility because, you know, you could slack in some areas, but there was always another girl who'd pick it up there. When you drop from 5 to 4, the shit that you got away with before, you can't get away with now. You gotta be on point because it's a more condensed group. And I honestly don't think they were prepared for that when it comes to live performance. Allie's always looking around at other people to see which steps she should be making because she's not exactly sure. When they're doing choreography, you pretty much lose Dinah because she's sucking wind. Normani seems to manage to be right under the note. Like if the note is here, Normani's just right here. And Lauren, besides vocally being a little pitchy in some spots, she's usually pretty consistent. It's no secret that they sold 31,000 copies of their new album in the first week, which for you guys to be the pop girls, that's a flop. I know the harmonizers don't want to admit that's a flop. It did not do well. It didn't. It did not perform the way it's supposed to perform. And I think the reason why they didn't do so well sales is because they put a parental advisory sticker on the album because they were trying to be more grown, to appeal to a grown audience because they're grown, which is fine. But there are certain things that grown people look for that are going to keep them from succeeding if they want to be grown. Grown people are looking for your live performance to be lit. If your live performance isn't good, we're not going to give a shit. Grown people are looking for girls that can actually dance. If you actually can't dance, if you're turning left when the rest of the group is turning right, Allie, then guess what? We're gonna notice that and we're gonna laugh at you, we're gonna meme it. There's certain things that we as a generation, if you're gonna appeal to us, we need from you if you guys are gonna get us on board. Because I think they lost a lot of kids because they're going in a more grown route, but a lot of adults were just like, okay, aren't those the little Nickelodeon girls? You know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't give a shit. I wish they would get like a crash course from like Matthew Knowles, having them run 6 miles singing Ave Maria in falsetto, like, or some crazy shit like Boomcat and Diddy, running them through boot camps while singing every note perfectly, because as someone who's watched Making the Band, seeing Fifth Harmony in concert is a travesty. Diddy would never allow them to dance and sing so poorly. Then he'd just make them do one or the other. And God forbid if we put you in front of mics in black dresses, you better hit every goddamn note. And they don't hit the notes because they have weak links that are now exposed. Now that there's not 5 and there's only 4, it's not coming together perfectly the way it should be coming together perfectly when they're live. And it's not that there's not potential there, because the He Like That video was lit. Like when I saw that, I was like, wait a minute, can I stand? Because they being grown and they're surrounded by oiled men and shit. I was like, this is a sexy video. But then when you see them live, you go, oh, that's all styling and directing and lighting, and none of it is really them. You know what I'm saying? Like, they have a lot of things to improve on if they want to catch the adult audience, or else we're gonna keep writing them off. And if we're gonna write them off, then they need to go back to making kids music. Saint Beyonce Giselle Knowles Carter, first of her name, after donating a hefty $7 million to Houston after it was devastated by the hurricane and the flood. She then went down to Houston with her Be Good team to her church to meet people and talk to people and give encouraging words and hug the people, and she's even served food to the people. Like soup kitchen style with the gloves on, grabbing green beans and short ribs and throwing them in these containers. First of all, I'm just saying, if Beyonce made me a plate, I would just have that cast and some wax. I'm not eating it. Like, I don't think I could eat it. I would just want to look at it. You know what I'm saying? But even if I did eat it, to just like ingest some of the Beyonce that may have been in the food, I probably would have at least saved the container. But we're not here to talk about Beyonce because she's an angel and we all know she's an angel. We're here to talk about her keep it real ass daughter, Blue Ivy Carter, because the entire time in every picture that they took, Blue was looking at Beyonce like, why the fuck are you smiling? Like, this sucks. Blue was not happy the entire time. She's sitting there in the church like, so no one's gonna bring my iPad? Like, I just gotta sit here and listen to this? Mom made me leave Pegasus at home. I think that's super whack. Like, why couldn't we bring Pegasus? Like, y'all niggas ain't never seen a winged horse? Then on top of that, when they're serving the food, Blue is sitting there holding her nose. Like, this food stinks, it's not organic, the people are broke, this air is just polluted. Like, she's not used to the life we live. She didn't want any of it, and she kept it a full stack. Like, Mom, this life is low, get me out of here. Put me back on the jet and just like text me when you're on your way. Like, I need to go take a nap. Blue kept this so real that entire time, and Beyonce is sitting there just smiling at everyone she meets, making eye contact, and Blue's looking at her like, bitch. You know, in everything THiNK, we gotta have some sort of relationship talk. So this week we're here to talk about baggage, because I got some questions for you. How much baggage do you think is okay to bring into your next relationship? Like, from past people who hurt you or whatever you've been through, because at this point in time, I'm 24, I don't know how old you guys are, but if you're watching, you've had a couple relationships. Everybody has a picture of what relationships look like, and some are not good, some are bad, and that creates baggage, right? Even positive baggage can create expectations that you can't even live up to. How I feel about baggage is you can bring as many bags as you can carry. The minute you start dropping them bags and oh, help me carry this, and you make it my responsibility to carry your baggage because you feel overloaded, skrik, pop, boom, nope, not happening. Like, your shit is your shit, my shit is my shit. I have my own bags that I need to carry, and if I unpack my bags and I seem to be free and I have 2 free hands, that's also my business. Like, I can't be worried about carrying your shit. It's your shit, you have to deal with your shit, and I can deal with my shit. And I don't think it's a bad thing or a heartless thing to ask somebody to deal with their own shit. You know what I'm saying? To like encourage somebody to deal with their own shit. But one thing you'll never catch me doing is paying for another nigga's mistakes because I didn't make them. So all of your bags, paper, plastic, biodegradable, Birkin, Chanel, Louis Vuitton, all of them. All them bags that you got, drawstring, duffel, you pick them up if you want to bring them here, because it's not my business and it's not my problem. That's your problem, and you got to be able to deal with your own problems. People with baggage love to hold other people accountable for the shit they brought to the table. My nigga, that's your shit. And the worst thing about people with baggage is that they're always triggered. Like, you could just be living your life and you could just sip your water, and then all of a sudden the person with baggage is like, oh, my ex used to sip water like that. He's gonna leave me. And then they start tripping on you. Like, what? Like, I can't drink water now? So apparently this YouTuber named Pewdiepie or Pewdiepie or whatever, I've heard the name before, but I don't watch his videos, so maybe you do. He was playing video games on a live stream. I don't know whether the live stream was on YouTube or not. Maybe it was on Twitch or something. P.S. He's the biggest YouTuber ever, apparently. He's got 50-something million subscribers. He's playing video games on some form of a streaming forum, and this is what he says.
What a fucking nigger. Jeez, oh my god, what the fuck? Sorry, but what the fuck? What a fucking asshole. I don't mean that in a bad way. Jesus fuck.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen, that's your fave. That's 53 million people's fave. So I have a couple points about that. A, this man is Swedish. So when we tell you that anti-blackness is a thing that is worldwide, we're not kidding, because the word nigger is a word that was used to American slaves. So if you're not even from America, how the fuck are you even using that word talking to people? B, what a hateful bitch. How does nigger just roll off your tongue like the word banana? Especially as a white man. You have to go out of your way to say that. I think it's about time that we talk about the way that people talk to each other while they're gaming, because I've seen excuses and people saying, oh, you know, when you're gaming, you can just say the worst things that you would ever say to another person. Oh, he didn't mean it like that. He just, fuck that. Fuck all that shit. When you're playing games and if you pick a brown character or people know you're black, people love to come out the side of their face and talk about nigger this, nigger that, nigger this, nigger that, because there's an anonymity while you're gaming, because your face isn't there. You're just behind a moniker and this little 3D apparition that's on the screen. So people say the most horrible things to each other, and that's the way gaming culture is, but that doesn't make it right. So on top of privilege, on top of being racist and Swedish and feeling untouchable because he has 53 million subscribers, he's online playing video games, forget that he's streaming, and straight up call somebody a fucking nigger. But I want to know what the repercussions are going to be from YouTube. How do you put money into somebody's pocket who does this? We just had L'Oreal end a huge partnership they were doing with a black trans woman named Monroe Bergdorf because because she spoke out against white supremacy on a public forum. So YouTube, how are you gonna defend this? Because this woman spoke out against hate and got penalized for it. Why are you gonna allow him to advertise? Why are you gonna allow him to keep doing the certain things that he's able to do to make money for you and from you? That's bullshit. And granted, people have said he's been trashed before, he said crazy things before. How much money is he making YouTube that you're allowing him to be this person and still work for you? I just don't understand it. Fuck Pewdiepie or whatever his name is. If I see him in the street, I dare you to call me a nigga in the street. I dare you to say nigger in my face or in the face of any black person the way you said nigger to the screen, the way you said nigger to your mic. I dare you to do it. I really dare you to do it, and I bet you won't. And that goes for all you gaming motherfuckers. Y'all love to call niggers and call this and call that. Let me catch you outside of your mother's basement and let me see if you'll say it. The Insecure finale aired last night. I'll put a timestamp below for you to skip this if you didn't watch it. I mean, if you're an asshole who didn't watch it, that's your problem. But I will allow you to be an asshole, so pause this video and go and click the timestamp. For the rest of us, first of all, that episode was crazy. The way they separated it between, like, it started off together and then they showed 30 days with Molly and then 30 days with Lawrence and then 30 days with Issa. Like, the way they separated it and then it all came together was type crazy. But despite all that, I want to talk about Lawrence and Issa briefly and then just talk about the meeting, right? Lawrence did exactly what I was talking about with baggage, right? Aparna wasn't doing anything to him. Aparna was out here trying to have a cool time with Lawrence. You know what I mean? She met a good dude at work who seemed like he, you know, was gonna hold it down or whatever for a little bit of time. But then when Lawrence found out that Aparna's friends with her ex-boyfriend and her ex-boyfriend works with them, and all of a sudden he got triggered because he got cheated on by Issa and then started taking that out on Aparna, bringing up the ex-boyfriend and shit. And that's why Aparna did exactly what she's supposed to do and said, you know what? I see you have a problem. That's not me. Let me out of the car. And we don't see her no more. So you alienate somebody who's good for you because of somebody else who did you wrong. That's what I'm talking about with baggage. You will fuck up your shit and lose somebody who's good for you if you don't handle your baggage. And Aparna got right up out of there. So I just want to say congratulations to Aparna for leaving because I tend to want to like help people and fix people through shit. I need to be more like Aparna and just be like, oh, word? You nuts? You got a problem and it's not me, but you're making it my problem? Okay. Issa's continuously fucking up her life and she decides that she's gonna sell the apartment that she once lived in with Lawrence because she can't take it anymore and it's just a way for her to just like end it, right? She calls Lawrence over because she has a box of stuff for him, and then after Lawrence and this shit happened with Aparna, Lawrence pulls up to the apartment to get his box but Issa's not there. But then when Issa gets there, all of a sudden he's waiting, leaned up against the wall perpendicular to her like he's in a Bryson Tiller video. And mind you, they're in the middle of California and he's in a turtleneck like he's doing an album cover shoot for an R&B Christmas covers album or some shit. And they get into this conversation, right? This conversation is so crazy because I'm not a person that believes in closure, really. I kind of feel like shit happens, you just gotta make your way, and not everything always ends with a hug and it's great, like, yo, like, whatever, boom. Like, sometimes you gotta put on your real nigga boots and just trudge through the mud, like, you'll be alright. But they get into this conversation and Lawrence is the man that all of you said he wasn't. Of course, he takes accountability for not being the man that Issa needed and not being the man that he needed to be, you know, to feel good about himself. And he realizes all of his shortcomings. And then Issa apologizes for doing all the shit that she's done, for being trifling, yada yada. And at the end of it, they say, I love you, which is weird. Like, why are you saying I love you if you're not gonna be together? But it does really suck. Like, when you really love someone, but you know there's no way you guys can make it work, you guys really gotta put that to rest. It's like a death. You guys have to mourn the possibility of what could have been but can't be. And that's tough. But if it's gonna be a clean break, at the end of it, Lawrence adds Issa back on Facebook, and I kind of feel like they're gonna go back into it. I don't agree with that because I don't agree with second chances. I've been said that. I do not agree with putting yourself back into the situation you were just in because it always feels like it's gonna get better and never does. But that's just my experience. Maybe other people have different experiences and maybe they'll write a different experience for Lawrence and Issa. I thought it was a great finale, and on a petty note, I'm just gonna say, all of y'all that was talking shit about Lawrence not having somewhere to live in the beginning of the season, talking about,
oh, you talking this, but you only fucking Tasha because you need somewhere to stay, and you only on Chad's couch because you ain't got no house, you bum ass.
Well, Issa's now doing the same goddamn thing between staying on Molly's couch and fucking Daniel to stay in his couch. So, talk about bums. Guess what? Your girl's a bum. Now we're gonna move it along to put you on as usual. If you have any songs you want to put me on, let me know what you guys are listening to. We haven't done this in a while. Let me know what you're listening to in the comment box below. Hit me up on all of my social media. I'm everywhere at 20 Days of June. Because I haven't done a put you on in so long and there's so many songs that I want to discuss, I have a Spotify playlist, which is my September version of lit shit that I'm gonna put on Spotify. You can find it in the description box below so you can see what I've been listening to, and I'll keep adding to it as the month progresses. So go ahead and follow that on Spotify and follow me on Spotify. Also, Also, Leikeli47 dropped her album Wash and Set. It's a dope album to me because it's got bars on it. Like I said before in my Afropunk video, she can sing, she can rap, and her production, like, she pretty much does everything. I also said that I'd love to see her work with Missy Elliott, but she has a song on Wash and Set called Don't Do It. I didn't know I needed a Leikeli47 and Kendrick Lamar collaboration until now. When I tell you that collaboration, when it does happen, because it's gonna happen, it's gonna be crazy. That collaboration is gonna be nuts. You can just picture Kendrick Lamar getting on this song and just flowing with Leikeli47 and them both getting into the same voices. Like, when you listen to the song, you know what I'm talking about. There's tons of songs that I like on the album. I'll leave 3 of them below for you to go ahead and listen to. Some of them are in the Lit Shit playlist, and I'll also leave the link for the album for you to go ahead and listen to it. It's got a mix of hip-hop, it's got a mix of reggae and Jamaican culture, and it's got a mix of that, like, New York gay ball scene. Everything that just makes up what the scene of New York is about. It's very, very, very New York, the entire project, which is where she's from. She's from Brooklyn. So I love the project. Go ahead and listen to Wash and Set and listen to the songs, and let me know what you're listening to also in the comments below. And that's it for today's Think Tank. As usual, if you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. If not, suck a dick, and I'll be seeing you guys later. Deuce. Liquor is expensive and this punch is free, but you know what's not free? Your dignity, your self-respect. Like,